So, welcome, Natalie Rue. We are so excited to have you on this call. I had the privilege and honour of getting to know Natalie actually when I was asked to be part of the Morning Meltdown test group. And us as UK coaches, we really stuck together in that little group, and it was quite an emotional journey moving through that test group with Jericho, doing that thing together. And Natalie shared her journey through that morning meltdown in a way that was so inspirational, in a way that I've never personally seen. And she put together the most incredible video log of the entire experience. I think it's probably about 15 minutes long. And by the end, I was bawling my eyes out because she connected so much with the program. And it really showed me, not only through my own personal experience, but it showed me the power of what we do here, the power of these programs, and the fact that actually, guys, if we're not passionate about the programs that we do, whether or not we want to build out a team, or whether or not we do just want to help on the retail side with boot campers, or we want to do a blend, because quite frankly, there is no right or wrong, it is so crucial to literally be all in love with these programs. And Natty is your prime example of someone who is absolutely obsessed, loves the Beachbody community. She's all over it, and her energy is just, you go to her page, it's Natty Rue Fitness, you can feel her love for the programs. It's very, very apparent. So Natty is 20 months in Success Club. She isn't just an Emerald coach. That, as you will learn, is kind of been her choice, because her focus is just on customers at retail. She has been an instructor for 10 years. I said 20 years a couple of days ago. So I'm going to let Natty take it away. We're so excited to have you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for a lovely welcome. So yes, I am 52 years old. I have 3 children. They're 25, 17 and 15. I have done all kinds of work in my life, from corporate jobs to making cakes to painting and decorating, but throughout everything I've always had a love and passion for fitness. So when my youngest started school when he was 4, we're going back 10, 11 years ago, I decided I was going to go all in and make it my passion, my career. And as they say, if you do a job you love, it doesn't feel like work, and that's certainly how it's been. So from the beginning, I decided I'd be a community instructor, because people working at gyms, I'm not knocking instructors that work for clubs, but they get what they get paid per hour. I don't feel they're really being paid for what they're worth. And you have to earn a decent income. You've probably got to teach 5 classes a day. The age I was 42, I was to do those kind of hours. So community is the way to go. So if any of you on here have considered you doing the Beachbody Live training to teach, it's definitely the one to go with, because you would be able to teach in the community. You don't have to have any licenses. So I started teaching Zumba. That was where I love dance fitness, and a few Live came along, so I went down the route of teaching Beachbody Live, Insanity, P90X and PIO. And then 2016 I heard about the coaching opportunity, which was just perfect for me, because I was at the point where I was teaching probably still 15 classes a week, and was getting very tired with it. I loved it, but I thought, gosh, I'm approaching 50, what am I going to do beyond this, for the next 10 years? I'm not going to be able to carry on at this rate. So it was the perfect bolt-on to be able to still help people on their fitness journey without having to teach more hours myself. So I went all in, became a coach from launch in October 2017. From the off, I literally on day of launch sold 10 challenge packs, because I already had a good background of customers through my community classes and people that trusted me. And I think that's the big thing when you're trying to get people to part with £160, $160. We know it's cheap for what they're getting. We know we're giving them a great service and a great product, but until they've kind of witnessed it, it's that trust issue. But because I was already had a good reputation in the community with my fitness classes, I had 10 that were quite happy to go all in and trust me from the off. So that was great, but then the bubble kind of burst, because beyond that I then started trying to invite people to future challenges, and was getting very little retention. And I don't know if this is the case with you, and how Izzy kind of introduces you to Beachbody, but I didn't know there was an alternative to just selling a challenge pack. I didn't know about the £39 bod. I didn't even know that existed. I thought it was all or nothing. You bought the bag of Shakeology, you got the year's membership, etc. And it was only from kind of looking around and in training groups, and I came across it, and I thought, okay, so is this something we're allowed to do? Which I see, as I said earlier, it's your business. You can do what you want with it. There's no right or wrong, and it's got to work for you. So I decided I wouldn't go out advertising. You can have 3-month membership, but when you talking to people, and you know when they just aren't prepared to part with £160, whether it's just for a trust issue, whether it's to do with finances. So I always keep that in my back pocket as an option, that if it's a definite no, I will then come back with, look, okay, I'm prepared to give you another option. I don't say straight off, you can just have 3 months membership for £39. I'll say, I'm going to give you the option to trial what we do for 2 weeks. You're going to sign up with me. You'll be put into my challenge group, which I'll talk about in a minute, because I have one group ongoing all the time. And after the 2 weeks, if you see the value, then we can talk about other options. I said, you'll see that when you go in, there'll be £0. The £39 that will be coming up won't be taken for 2 weeks. But in 2 weeks, when we speak, you might decide you want to extend it. So sometimes that is enough them to go into the group and make sure they have a great experience in my group. I've got my original 10 are all still, I think actually there's 9 from my original 10, and I've got 170 odd customers now in my group. So the veterans support the group. There's never that tumbleweed effect where nobody's talking. I do everything Facebook as well. I don't use a challenge tracker app now, and I'll talk about that in a bit. So they come on board for those 2 weeks. They have a great experience. They see the support and the accountability, and that adds the value. And it's not just doing a DVD workout at home on your own. And then when we have that talk, probably half will go all in and buy the challenge pack, and the other half will say, I'd like to just leave it running at £39 if that's okay. And then every 3 months I will check in with them. When it's approaching that 3 months, I'll say, if you had any thoughts, do you want to upgrade now? Some just leave it running. They're happy. They don't want shakes. They just don't like shakes. They're not even prepared to try, and that's fine. Over a year, you're going to earn the same commission, much of them buying 4 lots of £39 bod, £156. You're going to earn the same volume, the same commission, so that's going to go towards your volume, but it's just quarterly, obviously, rather than upfront. You're not going to get the Success Club points, but at least that's a way of building volume. And like I say, with 170 customers, some of them are renewing every quarter, some of them are renewing yearly, but every week I've got renewals going on now, because obviously I've been going for over 2 years, or just 2 years, so they're coming through constantly. What was I going to say on that one? Let me just have to write my notes, because I knew this, my squirrel brain, I'll go off and then I'll forget what I was telling you.
Don't worry, I'm exactly the same.
And I've even had, that's how some of my coaches, I mean, although I'm Emerald, I have got 8 coaches, but some are building the business I'm on. I'm not at the point where my coaches have coaches. They're all kind of like distributors. They love the product, but they're a bit like me. They're older fitness instructors, so they're happy to do it the same. So that's where that helps me as well, obviously, with Team Cycle bonus. But that they all put their customers into my group as well. But every single one of them did start as a customer, some of them on challenge packs, some of them on £39 bod. Within that 3 months, they're like, wow, great, I actually would like to be a distributor as well. So, that's how I've got customers and coaches on board. So never rule out that £39. You could have turned someone away, which I know very well would have happened, someone who wouldn't have spent the 160, and she is now one of my coaches, and was a great customer for a good 6 months as well. So that's something I would say, consider that as an option. Also, I don't know if you, in the coach back office, you've got personal orders, customer orders, and then it's subscription orders. I check that monthly and sort it by date order and see what active renewals are coming up, and they're the people I talk to. So I'm always on my game to see what ones are coming around for renewal, especially challenge packs. Those that start with a challenge pack, when they get to that year, they can have another challenge pack, and I always make sure I've had that conversation with them, because 9 times out of 10, they've loved the shape, but they've just not wanted to spend £110 a month. So a month before their renewal, I'll contact them and I'll say, you're coming up for renewal. you can just let the £99 be taken, but this is an opportunity to get another challenge pack. You can get to shake pretty much half price again, and have a look at what offers are going to be on. So like when Morning Meltdown 100 was on, I had quite a few renewals in July and August. It was a great bargaining tool because obviously the challenge pack for Morning Meltdown 100 was 160 at the time, 180. So they're for better value than just letting the £99 renewal, because they got the early access and they got the bundle. So a lot of my Success Club points come on, now I'm 2 years in, people get in a second challenge pack. Same with completion packs. When early access comes out and there's a chance for a completion pack, they can get one. I think they're allowed one every 6 months, and they can still have a challenge pack every year as well. So I had one lady where she had a completion pack for Morning Meltdown 100, and then in October her yearly membership was up, and then she got another challenge pack. So just keeping on top, if you are focusing on customers as well, there's ways to keep, you can hit Success Club pretty easy with renewals before you even go looking for new customers. Hit Success Club 10 for the last 6 months, and that's normally around Success Club 20. So a lot of that does come from my repeat orders. So that's something to bear in mind. The other thing with Shakeology, I may be teaching you how to suck eggs here, but if you have people that don't want Shakeology every month, but they every now and again they just want to place an order, let them know. And I put a note in my group, and I kind of quite repost it. If you're going to just buy a random bag of Shakeology, just please make sure you order it as a home direct order, and then just cancel it after that first bag ships, because you'll get 2 Success Club points for that if they do it, if they don't repeat an order for 6 months. Whereas if they buy, they sometimes think, oh no, I don't want it to ship every month, and it costs them an extra £5 to £9 in shipping. So what would be 110, they get 115 or 119 if they're urgent for it, and then they put in, to get it the next day. So it would actually be beneficial for them to put it down as a home direct order, because they get a lot cheaper on the shipping, but you'll also get 2 Success Club points for that if it's 6 months from their last order.
I don't think any of us knew that, so thank you so much for that.
And even if you tell them that, you'll then go in and say, oh God, she's ordered it for £119, and like, oh.
Yeah, that's, all these little things that you've worked out through your process being customer focused is possibly, and I think probably, things that, because we're not just customer focused and with the strategy you have, is not stuff that we've kind of realised or seen. So that's so useful. Thank you so much.
Fireworks are going off over, so if you can hear crashing and banging, that's what it is. Right, so that, I just want to check that I've on this. The other thing with Success Club, you obviously you need to have a personal volume of 90, although it's 50 PV to be active. To hit Success Club, you have to be hitting 90 PV as well as being Emerald, an active Emerald. 50 keeps you active, but if you want to hit Success Club, you have to have had 90 PV in that month. Because I know I was in the Morning Meltdown 100 group, and I was on a message after the group finished. There was still a group of us on a message group, and one of them was gutted that one of her coaches had just would have coming up to her year of Success Club, ordered Recover instead of Shakeology, and then missed out on Success Club points, and she hadn't realised not having a shake and having Recover and not hitting 90 PV cost her Success Club points that month. So, or cost her hitting Success Club. So when you buy like £39 bod, I mean, it's only 15 PV, but if there's a few of them, 3 of those is 45. You can have, if you don't buy Shakeology, but you buy Recover, a tub of Recover and 3 £39 bod sales in a month will give you 90 PV. So there's other ways to hit it without having the shake. I mean, I've had my shake every month. I've just got my gold canister for my 2 years, so I wouldn't be without it. But, it's not everybody's, cup of tea, so to speak. Right. Yours. Oh yes, I mentioned the free leads earlier as well. So that was something that's I've got. See, some of my customers have come on from free leads. So it's definitely, although this is slightly going off track from volume, if you're Emerald and if you're hitting Success Club points, you'll get those free leads, and they make a massive. Don't earn the Success Club points off them, but you'll get the commission, and it goes to your personal volume. And I got an amazing lead last month. Just one person in the States, she bought 3 bags of different flavoured bags of Shakeology in one order, and I got given that as a free lead. So, you know, that is an incentive to keep yourself active at Emerald for sure.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're Emerald above, you get it. But you may know all this anyway, but that was just something I wanted to mention.
We've just got a question which hopefully is something that's kind of timely. Kelly's asking how you approach the free leads because she hasn't heard back from any of her free leads. So what's your strategy? Do you email or what do you do?
Yeah, email. I just have a standard email that says, hi there, just want to introduce myself to you. I'm your designated coach or your assigned coach. And then I give a little bit of background about myself, depending on what they've purchased. So some had bought Morning Meltdown 100 challenge pack. I'd said, I was in the test group. So I do personalise it. It's not a standard one. I personalise it depending on what they've purchased. So if they've purchased just the shake, and I look back through my orders and I've never seen their email address before, because you kind of got to be careful that you don't repeat yourself and they've just not been interested and you're spamming them. But if I see they've never even had bod, then I'd say, I don't know if you've seen about the workouts. I run challenge group, and I always put the link to the my Beachbody website, so they can see my little story about myself on there. But I also say, you can find me on Facebook, and I give them my details because I do everything through Facebook, and I give them the option to join the challenge group. So if they've bought shakes, I will say, are you in the workouts as well? Because this is how I can help you. If they've bought the workouts, then I'd say, if you feel added motivation, then I'm here, and I can put you into my group, and I've got a good track record, and I, say a little bit about my achievements in the UK as a coach and that kind of thing. But probably 50% reply, 50% I never hear of, and that's fine. And yet I still see some of them who've never replied. Every quarter, £39 comes out, or then they buy some shake and mission and think, well, you can't force people to join you, and if they're happy to do it that way, that's great. They haven't come on board, obviously. The reason they're a free lead is because they weren't aware they were going to get a coach. They've just signed up because they want to be part of Beachbody. But I've had a couple, one in Canada, one in America, who just love it, and they love being part of my groups, and it's like an added bonus that they wasn't expecting when they signed up. So does that answer your question, Kelly?
She's saying thank you. So yeah, I think so.
So yeah, I have one group, and that was, I did at the beginning, I did try a clean week group and a 21-day fix group, and I just found when you move people into smaller groups, I did get the tumbleweed effect that I mentioned earlier, and I had such a good buzz and atmosphere in the main group that I felt I kind of diluted people's experience by moving them into these small groups. So I decided every new challenge I would just run from the VIP group, and whether people were doing those workouts or not, those that were in the team would still support the others, because at the end of the day, you press and play on a workout. It doesn't matter so much what it was. But then when Morning Meltdown 100 came around, because I knew from being in the test group how much more we got out of it by all posting about the same workout, I wanted to give my customers that experience. And also I didn't want to overwhelm those not doing it with just having, which I've got 55 of them doing it, 55 people posting just all about those workouts for 100 days. So I did set up another group, but I gave them a poll in the group to say, what do people want? Do you want this run in the group for you all to see? Would you rather kick them out, put them in their own group, or would you like them to have their own group but to still share experiences? And the majority were like, yes, we'd like our own group, but we want to still hear about it because they motivate us for when it comes onto bod for everybody. And that's what they've done. And then every phase I'd invite more into it. I've done the same again, which I said I'd go back to just VIP group, but then when Carl put the challenge out there of running a group from tomorrow, I thought, I think I need to up my game on this. And I did say I was just going to run it from my VIP group. But then I saw that Autumn would go live in groups if it was specifically for her 21-day fix or what. So I was like, right, I need my own group. So I've got 50 of them, 52 of them, but they're not all new customers. And again, I've had someone message me saying, wow, you've got 52 new customers. And I was like, no, you invite the ones you've got. And this is something I want to talk about. It's a big thing for me, and I talked about in the National Wake Up Call, is how people just keep going after new customers, and it's like they're fishing, they're catching the customers, throwing them over the shoulder, and they're just flipping about, left to and then go out fishing for more.
I love
You
that.
have to look after what you've
Service
got.
the
You
ones
have
that
to
you
look
have
after what you've got.
as well.
And it goes the same with coaches. It takes more energy to recruit new ones than to just keep the ones you've got happy. So like for this 21-day fix, I had of the people that have signed up in the last few weeks, they've signed up specifically to do this. But then I went through my members. I went into my group, my VIP group on Facebook, and I went through my members, and everyone's name that I think, I know you're not doing anything because you don't post. You might be looking, but you don't post. So I don't know what you're actually doing. I messaged them. It did take me a bit of time, but that's my inviting process, is still keeping my existing customers happy. So I went through and I messaged them and just said, hey, you've probably seen my post that from the 4th, I'm going to be starting this group. If you feel you just need a little bit of motivation, you've fallen off the wagon, you've lost your way, how about doing it? It's not going to cost you anything. You're already a customer. And quite a few of these, their memberships are either due for renewal now, next month, December, what have you. And they could be customers that will just cancel or just disappear. And I've got 45 of them to join in with 21-day fix tomorrow, and they will would just there. I can't believe the message. It actually made me sob, because the messages were just like, oh, I can't believe you've reached out to me. This is what I'm needed. You know, this is happening in my life. That's happening in my life. And I'm really emotional now thinking about it. But
and I think what you just said is so, like, I've done that this time around, and I think it strikes me like just how passionate you are. Like, look at how passionate Natty is about what she does. Like, look at why she's so successful. She's actually tearing up. Like, it's got to come from the heart, guys. But over and above that, like, I love what you've said about inviting them back in. And I think I've kind of had the same challenge, right? Like, I did a morning meltdown one because I was in the test group too, and I wanted to make it specific because I thought to myself, how on earth am I going to run a challenge group with everyone else in there that when most of us are doing morning meltdown, because it's, you know, it's obviously quite an amazing one. But to invite people back into a new fresh one has been really successful for me with my existing customers, because they're like, yes, do you know what? I really need this. Actually, I really need a 4-week program. So I love what you've just said.
And what's been amazing is some of them, because there are new people in it that's not been part of any challenge, some of the older ones that have disappeared off the radar for months, or even one of them, she's been in with me a year, but she's not done anything. They've kind of strutted into the group like, oh, we know what to do here. And they're the ones now kind of motivating and posting and getting, you know, basically, even though we've only been in prep week, they've really upped their game, because it's suddenly the VIP group maybe become a bit intimidating for them because of all the 55 morning meltdown, 100 girls posting in there as well and getting their results. But now they've been put into this little baby 3-week group that, you know, like I say, they've risen to the challenge, and it's like, right, this is our group now. We can. So I have seen the value now of running separate groups, but I don't have the energy to every month invite to another group. I am inviting all the time. I've pretty much all the time, like you are with coaches. That's me talking about, come on board, come and see what we're doing. It's not always a set day, and sometimes, like for Morning Meltdown 100, it was like, right, I'm looking for the next 10 to join us on this day. I'm looking for the next 10 to join us on this day. And I did do that with Morning Meltdown 100, and it was successful. But I do wonder how much of that is because I was in the test group myself and people had been seeing my journey for 100 days. I don't think with the works, I tried the same. And to be honest, it's probably also to do with the program. It probably just scared people watching the things I was doing, thinking, no, we don't want any part of that. They could hear this guy cursing in the background and it scared them off. So I think it's a bit different, the experience with Jericho.
Yeah, and I think I've definitely experienced the same, having been in the test group. I think Morning Meltdown, you know, maybe we're biased, maybe it is a really special program. It's really hard for me to actually be able to work that one out because we were part of the test group. It's difficult to gauge, is it exceptional or was it exceptional because we were part of the, you know, experience? I think it might be a bit of both, but and I think you're right about the work, like it's going to be a certain like taste, isn't it?
My first group are finishing now. Each day there seems to be another one hitting day 100. One of them finished it 30 days ago because she was doubling up, but most of them are finishing now, and they're all crying on the last few workouts, and it makes me realise it doesn't matter whether you're in this group or in one of our challenge groups. If they get to that 100th workout, they're all going to feel it's as amazing as we do. So it is pretty phenomenal. As an exercise to music instructor, Oh yeah, it's the best one on there for sure. And 21 Day Fix, I'm going to do it with the girls from tomorrow. And the first thing, it was like, God, there's no music. This is just horrendous. I need music.
Yeah. I've forgotten what it's like to program that music. I'd forgotten 21 Day Fix doesn't even have music.
No, and Autumn talks a lot, bless her, but yeah. Well, the other thing I wanted to say with my VIP groups, so I don't keep going off track too much, I have lives, I invite guest speakers into my customer group. So last week I had a lady talking about is it me or is it my hormones, because obviously my age group, my tribe, there's a lot of women that although I do have a younger, they range from early 20s into their 60s. A lot of us are kind of that peripausal, menopausal age. So one of my coaches, she's also an expert in that, and she's done a talk on a pelvic floor. So she does lives in her group, and which has been great because it adds value to being in my group. It's something above and beyond. It's nothing to do with Beachbody, but having, if you've got anybody, any of your customers, and because it's something that she does do that as her business. So people could book appointments with her if they've got issues with diastasis or pelvic floor issues and stuff. So it helps her. She's kind of promoting her business, but it's also giving valuable information to the ladies in the group. So if you've got any customers in your group, it's different if you're running specific challenge groups, but because of my VIP group, I suppose it's a bit like some people's free groups, but it's obviously they're not, they have to have bod to be in it. But if you can give them some other value, by, you know, and it's amazing, once one person does something, then somewhere else will be like, oh, well, I sell essential oils, and do you like me to do a talk on that? So having those little lives in your group, and as I said, because a lot of mine are local, we do have VIP nights out as well, and I've had
that's so cool.
And so one we've had just gone to a restaurant. We've been to where did we go? Outdoor screening of Greece at the Leicestershire Cricket Club this year.
That's cool. That must have been amazing.
And went to Coombe Abbey's, a local place that we had a festival with. Fleur East was playing, and I do a Fleur East routine to Zumba, so they were all doing that as well. It's brilliant. So if you know, I'm not saying that's going to be possible if your customers are everywhere. That's because I'm a fitness instructor and I've got a big fitness community, and they all have bod as well, and they still come to my classes on top of doing the bod.
And that was something that actually, she's not on this call today. She's at the Wales Super Weekend. She's one of my new coaches. She got called out for having a conflict with her being an instructor and her doing bod. And I said, I really don't agree with that at all. I just don't think that's the case. People are going to love coming to your classes because you're you and you have a certain energy, and they're going to enjoy interacting with you outside of that in a non-physical environment. They're two very different things. So I love the fact you said that, because that's something that I strongly believe in. Like, if they love your classes, they love your classes. They're not going to stop coming.
They come to my classes more now I have bod, because it's like they're social. They all see each other online, and then they're like, they come, and probably because I do predominantly do, apart from PIO, I do dance fitness. So it is like a social evening. I did used to teach Insanity. I cancelled Insanity P90X a year into being a coach, because I thought, I don't actually want to teach those kind of classes anymore. They don't. I love them, and I love Insanity, but to instruct it, it was wearing me out. And I thought, well, they can do that on bod. So it was great.
I taught that for a bit, Insanity, and I was like, do you know what? One class a week. I was like,
I was doing it for 5 years.
Class
4 times a week, 5 years at one point. I did it for 5 years, and up to 4 times a week when it first came out. But I had 50, 60 people in my class, and I loved it. I was like the white 50-year-old Shaun T female, going bonkers, running around the class.
I love it.
So yeah, so I would speak to your coach that's they be a live class, and for what bod costs £3 a week, it works out. It's not like they've spent hundreds of pounds on a gym membership and then they're not going to come to your class as well. It's definitely doable to do, but to have both.
I love the fact
mine all have VIP tops as well, and hoodies, so they've all got their merchandise that, as you know, because with the bolt leggings and stuff, I do stuff like that for my guys as well.
I love the fact you're not afraid to attract your tribe, and that you're very clear on that, and that you don't, you just know who your girls are. And I think that's something that we learn as we get more experience in this business as well, is that the real magic comes from when we find our tribe, whether that's, you know, with challenges like Natty, or whether it's your team. It's really interesting what you've just said.
Yeah. And what for me, like I'm saying, you're always inviting, bringing people into your group, but that you will never beat a customer testimonial. You know, and it doesn't have to be before and after pictures of them. I have a few of mine that are brave, maybe again because I've got an older audience, that they're quite happy and they don't care and they're happy to do whatever I ask them to. And they feel, if you go back through my news feed on my Facebook page, they've done video testimonials for me of saying what they've, and I put those on the stories at the time they've sent them to me as well, of what they always would call it Netflix of fitness. I say, don't say Beachbody, don't mention Beachbody, because obviously I want people to come and ask me. But if you use your customer testimonials, it can be before and after pictures, it can just be non-scale victories, you know, where it first, you know, whether it's they've dropped a dress size, or whether that they feel they can keep up with their kids more now, or their grandkids more, you know, that it can be anything. But if you're sharing, even if it's just quotes taken from your group, I know you do that, Izzy, sometimes, don't you, do screenshots of comments people have put in your group, and then you put it in your stories. I just think if you can make it, just makes you more authentic when you're sharing results and successes and praises that have come from your customers, rather than it always be you blowing your trumpet saying how great your groups are and the results you're getting. If you can actually hear it from your customers, it makes a massive difference. And I set challenges for them. I know some people do this within their group, where they give them points that if you post a picture and if you post a shake and there's a prize. But for me, that's quite hard to monitor, even if it's in one group. So what I say to mine, because again, it helps advertise and spread the word further, I'd say, right, over the next 2 weeks, I want you to share either a picture of your workout, or a post. It doesn't even have to have a photo, but something on your Facebook page, or it could be on your Instagram page, about your workouts. And again, don't call it Beachbody, don't mention Beachbody, and tag me on it. And whoever has the most interactions, be it likes or comments, at the end of that 2 weeks gets a prize. And I had some t-shirts made up with Find Your Tribe and Love Them Hard. And basically, well, I didn't order it until the winner, so I knew what size and what colour they wanted. And the lady that does my stuff just happily charges me for just a one-off here and there, so she's amazing. And so that kind of, some of them they're not comfortable sharing, others, knowing there was a prize, it made them the game. And every time I do that, I get somebody come on board new, because they'll see Catherine Berry sharing a picture of her doing a jumping morning, went to 100, she'll get 85 likes and comments, loads of comments. And obviously, because they've tagged me, when I know what to go and view, and then I always go through the comments and you'll see somebody saying, oh, that sounds amazing, I'd like to know more. And then that's it. I mean, they're like swimwear, and messaging them and saying, oh, God. So you just, you can kind of use them. They can advertise for you without, you know, and to be honest, my guys would do it even without a prize, but it's nice to reward them. It's nice to give them something for their efforts.
I love that, in their like swimwear. And also I love the fact
that's my other one.
You've got such an amazing community that they, you know, they just do that for you. Like, that's, you know, you obviously very, very liked.
Scared of me.
Amazing.
Oh no, they're a great bunch, and yeah, they've got some real ones as well. Which is true, your vibe attracts try for sure.
But that's what I think it should be. Like, I love that. I love your energy.
Oh, I'm just looking through. I think I pretty much covered off everything I was going to talk about. Have you got?
Well, that was like so many golden nuggets that, like, I didn't know, like £3 a week for bod. I didn't know that.
To be honest, I always say it's £3 a week. That's how I sell it. Whether it's £160, because if you break the £160, it works out. Was it £3.13, or it's just over £3? If you break the £39 down over 12 weeks, it's just over £3. So whichever way you say it, for what's going to cost them £3 a week, that's the membership. That's all it's costing them. Or it's an upfront payment, but it's, you know, that's what it's broken down to. So you're not going to be able to better that with a gym membership. And a gym membership where you miss the class and there's no other class on the timetable you like, you know the rest. I don't need to tell you how that side of it. But its value is ridiculous, isn't it, for how many workouts they've got, and the fact they have that flexibility to do it whenever and they want to.
Yeah. I just think it's been such a joy to listen to you, and you obviously have like such passion for what you do. You create a proper community with your group. That's really clear and obvious. You do things that are just slightly different, like, you know, getting a t-shirt made up, just something slightly more personalized, so that it is like you and your tribe. And you know, some of the strategies you've explained, as I said, like, there's not anything that's probably crossed a lot of our minds. And honestly, I'm just so grateful for you making the time. I know you've done the National Wake Up Call, and you've had so many like requests to do calls, but I'm so grateful for you making the time. And as I said, like in the team page, Natty Roo has a heart of gold. She really, really does. And the passion for what she does just shines through. So I hope you guys have connected with what she had to say, because it's just been such a pleasure to listen to you. And before we let you go, I'm just going to see if there are any questions from these guys, if you don't mind, Natty.
No, fine. I haven't got my reading glasses on, so
no, don't worry. If you guys want to pop them in the chat, if you have any questions. You covered so much. You know, it was amazing. Just such.
Well, if you think of anything after, you find me on Facebook, message me, and happy to help you.
Yeah, everyone's saying thank you. Yeah.
And if you want to, I mean, this is something in my VIP group. I've got all different coaches all over the place that I've always happily added coaches in the network if they feel they
please add me.
Yeah, I'll add you. So if there's anything, you know, obviously make sure you don't have it on. Go in and put the settings so it's like mute the notifications, as you'll come out to 90 notifications after 5 minutes, because it's pretty mad.
Wow, but that is not like a really good sign of the engagement, the fun people are having.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want, I'll add you, Izzy, and if anyone else wants to pop in my group, so just so you can see what we get up to. I mean, it's not rocket science, and you can come out of it after a while, but or mute it, like I say. But the offer's there. Izzy's been a great help to me as well.
Oh, that's what it's all about. Before you go, can we do a boomerang?
Oh yes, please.
Because we've got a lot of people on here today.
I do one as well.
Yeah, if you're on no screen, if you wouldn't mind, if you can come on to camera, that would be amazing, guys. Okay, 3, 2. Oh, sorry.
It's all right. I've got to do it as well. I'm a nightmare.
No worries. 3, 2, 1. Really? Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Natty. And you guys, if you didn't catch it, it's Natalie Roo, and then on Instagram it's Natty Roo Fitness. So
and my name is the REW. Can you see my name on the screen? Because I know you put me as ROO.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Because I always think you're like so full of energy, you're like a kangaroo. So that's my Roo.
That's what I was called at school, and that's hence where I got the name from. So no problem.
It's your Instagram name, right?
Natty Roo Fitness. So yeah, the ROO, and I have a Facebook business page that's Natty Roo with the ROO.
Yeah, I thought I'd seen it somewhere.
I've commented on the post you put in your group, announcing that I was doing the talk. So
perfect. So they can find your name on there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Natty.
Welcome, Izzy.
Such a pleasure, and have a good Sunday evening.
And you. Take care.
Take care. Bye.